This graph shows the percent change in real GDP versus the percent change in unemployment rate. The green line shows the percent change in the unemployment rate, and the blue line shows the percent change in real GDP. Over time, percent change in unemployment rate has a leading relationship with real GDP. This graph shows the percent change in real GDP versus the percent change in CPI-AU-CSL. The red line represents the percent change in CPI-AU-CSL, and the blue line represents the percent change in GDP. The relationship is a coincident relationship with GDP.
On July 29, 1958, NASA was created when President Eisenhower signed the National Aeronautics and Space Act on July 29th. It started with 8,000 employees and an annual budget of $100 million. NASA has grown over the years and has had a large impact on the economy due to how expensive space exploration is. However, although expensive, NASA has helped us learn massive amounts about space through government funding.
On April 22, 1955, the news that Dr. Jonas Salk had developed the vaccine for polio spread through America, filling millions with joy. The federal government developed a program to have 6 different pharmaceutical companies distribute the vaccine to children. The deaths attributed to polio disease, while the increase in government spending helped boost the economy.
In January of 1950, the first charge card was invented. The Diners Club issued their first charge card, and they were invented by Frank McNamara. The first charge card was made on February 8th. The invention of the credit card changed forever how we dealt with money. Although it added a great convenience, it also added a great danger and a new way to accumulate debt. After the creation of charge cards, the nation's private debt more than doubled from $104 billion to $263 billion during the 50s. In June of 1953, President Eisenhower cut the budget. He requested to cut the U.S. budget that Truman had created by $7.2 billion by the next fiscal year. Many Americans had trouble with this idea because the money would be coming from the area of national security, therefore lowering the funds of national security and making everyone think that national security would be not good anymore. But the president felt that this spending was wasteful and unneeded, and they came to a compromise. On July 17th of 1955, Disneyland opened its gates, creating one of the most monumental and family-oriented theme parks ever. The opening of this park created a new way for Americans to spend their money and set high standards for future theme parks. Disney has now spread not only around America, but around the entire world, creating economic growth wherever it goes. The parks not only bring in a large cash flow, but also create jobs and work for thousands.
For public display was on January 1st, 1954. The invention of the color television did not directly affect television's popularity until years later, once the price came down. Television was still not standard issue, let alone colored television. Shortly after the price of colored television dropped, the demand for the good increased substantially and impacted the economy positively.
With the ending of World War II, government spending went down and the U.S. was put into a brief recession. After the soldiers returned from World War II, birth rates increased, helping the economy at the time. However, this increase in birth will eventually hurt our economy since all those babies are reaching the age where they'll begin to receive Medicare and Social Security. July 1st, 1950, the Federal Insurance Contributions Act. This act was a tax for companies and workers to fund Social Security and Medicare. It also changed and reformed some aspects of Social Security.
Korean War begins as a war between South and North Korea. As war escalates, the United States gets involved with their allies, South Korea. The overall effect of the war was negative on economic growth in the Koreas. Conversely, the United States almost quadrupled defense spending due to the fact that they increased spending as a result of North Korean aggression, positively impacting the United States economy. Increased government defense spending is a form of expansionary fiscal policy that shifts the demand curve to the right as the economy grows.
On October 4th, 1957, the Soviet Union sent the first satellite, Sputnik, into space. This launched into the beginning of the arms race between the United States and Soviet Union. The increase in government spending that followed this event helped the economy boom, along with the development of NASA.
Congress spends $429 million in order to build more highways in America. This allows for increased methods of efficient transportation. This helps the economy by increasing government spending altogether, positively shifting the demand curve to the right. Government spending is an expansionary fiscal policy, which allows for more economic growth.